Folks, I have some breaking news surrounding the fourth stimulus check, as well as your Social Security benefits. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi now wants to advance the bipartisan infrastructure bill and a $3.5 trillion budget plan at the same time. And there are also a few ways that you can receive an extra stimulus check this year. So you guys want to be sure to stay until the end of this video to find out the latest news surrounding your Social Security benefits, as well as the fourth stimulus check. Personally, folks, I want to see the Democrats and the Republicans put away the political differences and unite together for the American people. I want to see them send out the fourth stimulus check and help out our seniors by passing an increase to the Social Security benefits. And if you guys agree, then leave a comment down below saying I agree.
We are not going to balance the budget on the backs of the elderly, disabled vets, the sick, the women, or the children. When one out of four major profitable corporations pays nothing in federal income taxes, we know how we can deal with deficit reduction in a way that is fair. He said that he would not cut Social Security.
Now, another round of stimulus payments, folks, could be included in the reconciliation bill. That's what you have to know. Bernie Sanders could convince other lawmakers into including a fourth stimulus check into the $3.5 trillion package. Now, Sanders, who has not been involved in any bipartisan negotiations, did voice his concerns over the lack of progressive policies that were included in the package. Bernie Sanders told PBS News, "There are a lot of people in our country, working class people, who are losing faith in the ability of government to address their needs. And what we are doing is just that. Measures that did not make it into the infrastructure bill, including pre-K and free community college, are included in the reconciliation bill." What do you think about Bernie Sanders, everybody? To me, he's one of the only politicians stepping up to the plate and helping out our Americans. It seems to me that he wants to pass more stimulus relief more than anybody else in Congress. Do you approve of Bernie Sanders, everybody? Leave a comment down below saying yes or no.
And what we are saying today to those senior citizens who are struggling economically to live out their last years with dignity, we will no longer turn our backs on you. Now, there is some kind of mythology circulating around this country.
Now, in order for the reconciliation bill to be passed, Congress must first approve a budget. Budget resolution includes instructions for committees to propose changes to the annual budget. Multiple sources have reported that Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi hope to have the budget resolution passed before the end of August. And this will allow a vote for the staff to pull together the budgetary changes from each of the committees into the reconciliation package. Before lawmakers head home, everybody, they would also like to have the bipartisan infrastructure plan passed, which is why Leader Schumer has pushed a group of senators to come to an agreement quickly. Now, let's not forget, during the crisis, many parents were forced out of work when childcare constraints got in the way, and providing free daycare for younger kids could alleviate a huge burden for families and make it possible for people to get their jobs back.
The Alliance for Retired Americans, Latinos for Secure Retirement, the Restaurant Opportunity Center, and others for being here with us this morning. This is an issue of enormous consequence to tens of millions of people. It does not get the attention that it deserves, and we're here today to change that.
So Biden's bill would also seek to increase and expand the child tax credit payments. The $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan did enhance the child tax credit payments, but lawmakers are fighting to keep the enhancement around beyond 2021. Under the new CTC payments, parents with dependents under the age of 6 are eligible for up to $3,600, whereas the credit before was recently just $2,000 per kid. Plus, many US households are still doing their part to recover from the financial impact of the crisis. So universal pre-K and a boosted child care tax credit could be extremely helpful in that regard. What do you think about this, everybody? Is President Biden doing all that it takes to help out the American people? Leave a comment down below saying yes or no. Now, House Speaker Pelosi, everybody, said that she is looking to advance the bipartisan infrastructure bill and a broader $3.5 trillion budget framework simultaneously. And this is an effort to keep House Democrats united as the chamber prepares to take up the plans. What do you think about Nancy Pelosi, everybody? Is she doing all that it takes to send out the fourth stimulus check? Leave a comment down below saying yes or no. Pelosi said to her Democratic colleagues that she asked the House Rules Committee to explore the possibility of a rule, which governs floor debate, that moves forward the budget resolution and bipartisan infrastructure bill. And both of these measures, everybody, passed the Senate last week. You guys also have to know that Nancy Pelosi said that her plan is for the House to pass the $3.5 trillion budget resolution this week of August 23rd, which would then pave the way for the Democratic-controlled House to approve its sweeping reconciliation bill encompassing President Biden's priorities for healthcare, childcare, and education as soon as possible. Now, Nancy Pelosi does plan to tie the bipartisan infrastructure bill with the budget resolution, and this comes after a group of 9 Democrats told her last week that they would not vote for a budget resolution until the bipartisan infrastructure plan passes the House and is signed into law. Now, Nancy Pelosi's effort to move the two simultaneously has already fallen flat, with the Democratic lawmakers saying that the view on the statement wasn't changed. They want to vote first on a bipartisan bill, everybody, and then consider the budget resolution.
I know there are concerns about why we did not begin evacuating Afghan civilians sooner. Part of the answer is some of the Afghans did not want to leave earlier, still hopeful for their country. And part of it because the Afghan government and its supporters discouraged us from organizing a mass exodus to avoid triggering, as they said, a crisis of confidence. American troops are performing this mission as professionally and as effectively as they always do, but it is not without risks. As we carry out this departure, we have made it clear to the Taliban, if they attack our personnel or disrupt our operation, the U.S. presence will be swift and the response will be swift and forceful. We will defend our people with devastating force if necessary. Our current military mission will be short in time, limited in scope, and focused in its objectives. Get our people and our allies as safely as quickly as possible. And once we have completed this mission, we will conclude our military withdrawal. We will end America's longest war after 20 long years of bloodshed. The events we're seeing now are sadly proof that no amount of military force would ever deliver a stable, united, secure Afghanistan, as known in history as the graveyard of empires. What's happening now could just as easily happen 5 years ago or 15 years in the future. We have to be honest. Our mission in Afghanistan is taking many missteps, made many missteps